Hey guys, and welcome back. Now today we've got a treat for you. My mate Nat and I, we're going to do the Ersfjord traverse on Kvaloya Island near to Tromsø, Arctic Norway. What is the traverse? It's about 17 kilometers going along this jagged ridgeline above Ersfjord below us here. And we're going to do 2 days, and we're going to camp out tonight somewhere up on the mountains over there. Stick around for that, it's going to be epic. Now I'm out with my mate Nat and we've just started our traverse. We started in Ersfjord, which is that beautiful little town just there. Out here we've got Kvaloya Island, and then up behind us, ahead of us is Skamntinden. It's about 880 meters I think high, and that's the first mountain that we've got to climb. So we climb up that, and then from Skamntinden we go along the ridge. So this is our only major uphill. Past there it's a big long ridge line, so it's going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down. Probably 200 to 300 meters at a time vertical, as opposed to this one climb of 800 that we've got ahead of us. It's a beautiful day, we've got really nice weather, a little bit of cloud. It's like super hot summer here at the moment. It's been to 25 degrees today, which is for Tromsø very hot, and it's quite hard work hiking up a hill in that temperature. So with this little bit of cloud, it's just helping, which is really nice for the first part uphill, and then hopefully later in the evening and tomorrow it's going to be absolutely stunning weather. We're thinking water might be one of the bigger problems on the traverse. So there's a bit of snow here. We're not quite at the top of Skamntinden yet. I'm just going to fill up my water bottle while I can. That way we're not going to run out of water so fast. Hopefully there's going to be some snow as we go along the ridgeline. We are at the top of Skamntinden, and this is where all the fun starts. If you look into the distance behind us here, you can see the ridge line, which is the Ersfjord traverse, and it goes all the way along up to Storstopan, Hollendaren, and that's maybe not quite halfway, and then it continues on from there. So that's going to keep us busy for the next 2 days. We're going about 50 meters along the ridgeline, and we've just come into the very first exposed down climb. So Nat's going first. It looks there's quite a big drop below, very exposed, but it doesn't look too hard. Very nice.
Yeah.
This next bit drops off very steeply. It's possibly the crux of the whole traverse, so we've just set up a rope off some interesting looking anchors up there. There's 6 of them in the rock, so hopefully it's strong enough, and we're going to abseil down. Just 3 people in front of us, so we're waiting for them to go first.
Don't like waiting. There's one of those. It's like that crack going down this rock that's good for using your foot to push yourself over.
Don't look easy, don't look impossible. And we're just coming up onto, what's this one? Storstoppan. Some rock towers, and there's like we say like a little bit, very narrow gully or kulwai just there. We're gonna see if we can get up, we're not sure. A bit coming up the kulwai or crack on Storstoppan was pretty interesting. It was probably the most interesting part so far. Now standing on top of Hollendaren, which is above Ersfjord. Ersfjord is away down there. We saw it from the road on the drive here, and I came up here in winter. We're not quite halfway yet along the traverse, but we're definitely getting there. You can see behind, it's looking into the sun, but you can see Storstoppan further on down all the way to Skamntinden at the end. So we have travelled quite a bit of distance. There we go. Oh. It's 9:15 and we've decided to camp here for the night. We could keep going, but it looks like quite a rough ridgeline from here, and this is actually the best place that we've seen for camping so far. And we're about exactly halfway along the traverse, which is quite good. And we don't have sleeping bags, we just have a sleeping mat, warm-ish pants, and then a down jacket each. So it's going to be interesting to see how warm the night is, but it's meant to be like 14 degrees at least, so we're hoping that we don't get cold, and worst case, if it does get cold, it doesn't get dark, so we can just get up and keep walking. So we started the morning with some reindeer running past, and now we walked along the ridge for a little ways and we got to this really tricky part. So we're going to abseil down this. And there's a sling already tied that we've checked, and we checked the rock. It's not the most ideal abseil, but it should be okay. We're making really good time this morning, and we're looking over to where the climber's hut is. So we're going to go down here and then along that ridge across to the hut, and then along the bottom of those massive cliffs, and then up a couloir along the ridge to Storblomen, which is the last bit that you can see. And then from Storblomen it literally drops straight down to Ersfjord, which is down there, and then we'll get picked up. But it's been really good this morning. Been some relatively technical terrain going along for us. We just had to do the one abseil, so besides that we haven't touched the rope, and we've just been able to do scrambles. And then there was one quite steep little climb up, which was really fun because there was lots of good handholds. Very exposed, but good handholds. What are we? We're almost August, and that lake there hasn't thawed out yet. There's still ice. Crazy. Just like to say that from this point here you can go a different way down here up onto that ridge, and that's the top of that is called Burden, and from Burden you can drop quite easily back to the little town of Ersfjord. Just been past the climbing hut, and this is one of the best places for rock climbing in Tromsø apparently, and you can really see why, like looking straight up there. Some incredible cliffs with a lot of different features on, and then all the way back over there. And then we went past the climbing hut, there's a bunch of Norwegians there. We said hi, and they said hi back and then looked away, and we left them at that. Looking back at where we've just come along, and then looking down at the beautiful, beautiful lake, and we're going to be going for another uphill now. Somewhere just along here we have to go up about 300 vertical meters. It's the last big uphill. We're not exactly where we're wanting to be. We've decided that we can't do the whole traverse, which is a bit disappointing. So we went up a couloir just above the climbing hut, and it was meant to lead on to another couloir to get right up onto the ridge to Storblomen and then home. There was some snow which we couldn't cross, and we tried for about an hour and a half to go around the top of the snow, and we even abseiled down into one place, and it was not going to be safe. It was going to be too committing, and we didn't know if we could get through. So we've made the decision to come down to the bottom of the valley, which is where we are now, and run out to the road to our pickup. Disappointing, but at the same time we're going home in one piece, and if we'd kept trying to cross snow, we don't have an ice axe with us, so crossing the snow wasn't an option. Going around wasn't an option. We could have kept climbing up, but that was getting pretty scary. So we decided just to come back and finish it another day.
So good.
So refreshing. Back at the car now, we've had a little bit of time to think about the decisions and turning around and not quite finishing the traverse. We still did 9/10 of the traverse, but we just missed the last little bit. And yeah, no regrets. Didn't feel safe, and glad that we pulled out. And we went down to the bottom of the valley, and then we walked out the valley, which in itself wasn't very easy, but it wasn't so bad. We had like one little abseil to get down as well.